And hello everyone, we are back with another flashlight review, and today Klarus has brought us the new G20 to take a look at, actually from our friends at GearBest, but be that as it may, it is the new Klarus G20 flashlight, and this one's quite a substantial light. It's got 3,000 lumens, as you can see, and just briefly, we have done a couple of Klarus flashlights in the past few months, the XT11S being the most recent, so you can take a look at that video if you haven't seen it. But this one's a pretty good light and has some nice features. First of all, it uses one of the larger Cree XHP-70 LEDs. The N4 is what this one is, and has a beam distance of 150 meters. That's a little less than a lot of flashlights have today, but that's because it's a very floody beam and the reflector isn't particularly deep, so you get a nice wide beam coverage, not terribly far, but you know, it spreads out well. So if that's the kind of light you like, if that's the kind of beam you like, then this may be the kind of light that you like. So waterproof to IPX8, it is submersible, and it has it's also impact resistant to a meter in depth or a meter in height as well. Has a couple of switches on it, one on the side and one on the bottom, and it's also rechargeable and has its own USB cable that comes along with it and a battery. It uses a 26650, and they have included their own battery for you to use with that. So bit of information on the back, gives you all the lumens and so forth with turbo, high, medium, and low, plus strobe and SOS. So, inside the package, of course, we have a few accessories, and they include this nice nylon belt sheath, belt holster, and you also have your instruction manual right here. And in this package, you have an adjustable lanyard and a spare O-ring. And over here within the holster, you have the USB cable. So that's what that is. And right here is the big boy himself, and sits rather very snugly, I might add, in this packaging. So there we go. Lego. Okay. So here's the flashlight. It is just under 5 inches long, 4.88 to be exact, and it has a good weight to it, but not too heavy. And I think it says on the back of the box here, 4.62 ounces without the battery, 131 grams. So there's your weight on that. Put the battery in. Of course, it's going to weigh a little bit more. Now the battery is in it right now. And to open it up, you do not do the tail cap. The tail cap does not open. It does stand beautifully, though, as you can see, and the rear button is right there. But to you just undo the head to get the battery out, and this is what they give you. Their 5,000 mAh Klarus 26650 battery, so that's very nice that they've included that. And I believe this does probably have a protection circuit. I actually haven't tested it to that regard yet, but the flashlight will alert you when the battery is getting low, so that's one feature that it will do. Now it has the two switches, as I mentioned. Here's the side, here's the bottom. You can use either. It has memory mode, but memory is only usable when you are turning it on from the side. If I turn it on from the bottom, I get instant light, and it goes low, medium, high, turbo, low, medium, high, turbo, which is pretty darn bright, and just one click turns it down to low again. A pressing click turns it off. So that's what you do with the rear switch, is to basically move through the modes, or if you want instant low, you can turn the bottom switch on at any time, and that will give you instant low, because there's no memory as long as the bottom switch is being used. It So now if I use the side switch, let me turn off this light and turn off this light, and if I press the side switch once, I will get instant light, and this is where mode memory is featured. So as long as I'm using the side switch, I can turn it off in any mode, and of course it will come back on in that mode. I think it's on medium right now. Here's high, here's turbo indeed. And turbo, I should say, is very, very bright. On the camera here, because the beam is so floody, I mean, I think you can probably see that. Here's low, and here's medium, and here's high, and here's turbo. So I think you can perhaps get a vision there of the brightness. If you want to go to my website and look at my written review, of course you'll see the outside beam shots, which always gives good information. So here we are back down in low again, and it does have a nice low mode, but I think, as you can probably tell, this beam is very floody, and the hot spot is also very wide, so it'll give you good coverage no matter where you're using it. Not necessarily distance or depth, but overall coverage. Now if I want to go to the flashing modes, I just double click and I'm in strobe, double click again and I'm in SOS, and a single click will go back to the mode we were in before. If I want to go to turbo at any time, I would press and hold from the off position and I get instant turbo. The only thing with that is that it's only good as long as my finger is on the button. As soon as I release my finger, it turns off. So that's instant turbo that only works as a burst. So you got that? It'll also do the same thing if I press the rear button. I can press and hold the rear button and I also get to turbo, and then as soon as I let go, it turns off. So the way to get to turbo with it, the way to get to turbo and have it stay on turbo is to do the regular cycling mode, such as this. But when it's on turbo in this regard, like this, it will actually only stay there for 60 seconds, and then it ramps down to somewhere, I think it's around high mode or somewhere between high and turbo. But anyway, it does only stay on turbo for about 60 seconds. But of course you can just click it back through and get back on turbo again if you want, if that's convenient for you. But anyway, that's what it does. It does not stay on turbo for all that terribly long. And it doesn't really get that hot. I mean, it's getting a little bit warm in the head right now, having been on this short period of time. It's starting to get warm. But it has good monitoring of its internal temperature, and of course that's the reason for it ramping down from turbo, so it does not get too terribly warm. Now the little I should also point out that it tells you your battery power as soon as you turn on the light, and I'll demonstrate that right now. There you go, it's green. Let me go back down into low, and then we'll try that again. As soon as I click it on, in this particular instance you get a green light, which means the battery is between 70% and 100% full. If it was anything lower than that, it would be either orange or red. Now with the charging part of the light, of course you'd plug your USB cable that they give you into the other side. There we go. You plug your USB cable into this side, of course. Peel back the little skin there and put in your USB cable right there, and that will charge the flashlight. And of course when it's in charging mode, the little light back here will be red to show you that it's charging, and of course it will turn green after the charge is complete. So that's about it as far as what the little what the illuminator does behind the button there to show you the battery voltage. And of course if you're using the light and the battery gets very low, then that voltage indicator will come on as well. It'll come on in red and flash if it's below 10% voltage. So those are the basic features of the flashlight. I think you got a pretty good idea what the side button and the bottom button will actually do. And again, this is a very nice light for its size. You can see the orange peel reflector it has in there. And there's the LED, which is a little larger than your average XML2, U2, U3, and so forth, and your XPL, which is very small. So these tend to be these are a larger type of LED, but they certainly get out there with brightness and beam coverage. Again, you can check out my website at lightsandgear.com for the full written review, and there's also a purchase link there, as there is in this video below. You will have a chance to pick one up for yourself, and there may be a coupon there for you to use as well to knock the price down a bit from my friends at GearBest. And anyway, I do thank you for watching this Klarus G20 review. Hopefully it's been helpful, and you can like it, share it, and do all that stuff, and check back later because we'll have more videos coming up right here from lightsandgear.com. So take it easy. Thanks for watching.